Appreciate y'all catching with me again, man. We got a hot topic today, man. Another hot topic, man. We're going to touch on Carmelo Anthony, his second game back, against the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. We're going to get into it. But before we get into it, hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. And all my real people that rocking with me, definitely hit that link in the description box below this video and donate to the channel, man. It's very important. Also, in the comment section, you could donate. And definitely check out the merchandise store at pexoticshop.com. You could check out the merchandise store at pexoticshop.com. Also in the comment section. The link will be in the description box. Now listen up, man. Melo. Y'all already know what it is, man. He's silencing the haters already. Man. 18 points, again, coming off. He had 10 in his first game, 18. It's just out of nowhere. Just no training camp, no practice. He had one walkthrough, and then he just got right to work, So you got to definitely credit Carmelo Anthony's greatness, coming out like that. If nothing else, how many players can just come off the couch, even though he wasn't really on the couch, but he was obviously working, and it's crazy watching him play. It's like people questioning, was he an NBA player? It's unbelievable, man. He's definitely contributing to the team. So okay, they did lose. They lost to the Bucks. Before I get into the loss, I want to touch on Carmelo Anthony's play. Melo, he really played much better, It's so crazy. I guess he see LeBron dunking, on people. He's going up. Melo's going up. I tell you one thing, man. Melo gonna dunk on somebody this season. I'm telling you. Mark my words. Melo gonna drop 30 this season, and he's gonna dunk on somebody this season. Every game, Melo trying to dunk on somebody. I'm telling you, Melo gonna get something. You feel me? Melo gonna catch one of these fools lacking. I'm telling you. You feel me? Melo out there trying to throw it on somebody's head. Pause. It's just definitely it's fun to see. Melo just look like he just happy to play basketball, man. And that's definitely just like exciting to see. The dude that's just happy to just ball. That's the most important thing. A lot of people, they do it for the money. They do it for, you could tell Melo, he just want to ball, man. That's all it's about with Melo, man. Or he just want to play, man. But, he was working some Wesley Matthews, couldn't guard him, he had him on down low on the post, just you can't check him, he had a couple threes, rebounding the basketball. Melo, he be talking, It's crazy because people make it seem like Melo don't play defense. Melo he's improving. I'm not saying he's Kawhi Leonard this season, but his defense has improved. People got to give Melo some credit on that end. Melo out there, he's getting deflections. He's getting his hands on block shots. He's in the passing lanes. He's running out, closing out on shooters. Melo's trying. And I know y'all can see the improvement. But with the situation with the Portland Trail Blazers, this is the tricky thing. They need Damian Lillard. See, Damian Lillard has been hurt. He had some back spasms, so they was resting him. So this team is I'm a firm believer Damian Lillard is a superstar. He really showed me something this playoffs that just happened, when he got to the conference finals. He really overcame some under some crazy distress. What was it? The first round against Oklahoma City. That was a tough series for them. I don't believe they ever had home court advantage. Oklahoma City, they beat OKC, handily. And then they came and then they beat the Denver Nuggets. I believe that Oklahoma City and Denver was probably better teams than Portland, but with Damian Lillard's leadership, CJ McCollum is the second co-star. was just too much and overcame a lot of teams. And you can't discredit Al Farouk Aminu and Mo Harkless. You know, those two guys people don't probably know, but those dudes are good key parts to a championship team and a team that's able to make a run in the playoffs. So, and then Nurkic, there's no Nurkic. So that's a whole nother thing. But Nurkic, you know, hopefully he can come back towards the playoffs. So this team is going to look completely different in the next couple of months when I'm talking about talent, because they got a lot of guys hurt, you know, and possibly they can make a trade, you know, but I believe that they will go on a run here. You know, it looks crazy right now. Their next two games are relatively easy, and I believe they're going to win both of those. The West is all kind of crazy because you got some teams at the top, like Phoenix is up there, but they're slipping. This team's going up and down. The season is still relatively early. We haven't even played, I believe, 15 games yet. I mean, it's like the season is very young. It's 82 games in the season, you know, so people just go crazy. It's not football, you feel me? So, you know, teams can go on a run. So the next game they got is Cleveland. They're in Cleveland, I believe, tomorrow, you know, and then they got Chicago, I believe, yeah. So I believe that's Monday in Chicago. I believe that, and Damian Lillard is going to be active for both of those games. You know, so that's definitely very good for Dame to be back for those two games against those two teams, because that's how they're going to get them. And then they beat those two, and then they go home, and then they just see how it goes from there. But Damian Lillard is going to be able to put people in different spots because Dame draws a lot of attention. You know, he's a point guard, you know. So without the point guard, you know, it's like I said, it's very tough, you know, to get people in crazy situations, you know. But Portland, Skylar BCL, he I don't know what was going on with Skylar BCL. You know, last night, you know, he just was, he was looking like KD, you know what I mean? I didn't even know he could shoot threes and all that crazy stuff, you know. I thought Sky was the post player, you know, he just, you know, crazy. I didn't know he was out there shooting like that. So Sky was looking nice. You know, Portland, they could definitely get back to the playoffs. And then I don't know what happens there, but I don't believe they're a championship team unless they make a trade. You know, they one trade away from being in that conversation because they could still make a run. But it's all about what Portland wants to do. Do Portland really want to? It's all about what's up? Are they punting the season? What's going on? You know, because they don't do anything, people are going to get fired. Like I said, Terry Stotts is out. Like I said, they're going to reopen the discussions with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum possibly getting traded. So it's very tricky, you know. But Carmelo Anthony, he's definitely not the problem with this team. This team was already going down under way before Melo even signed. They were struggling, you know. Melo they were on a losing streak before Melo got there, you know. You know, the thing right now is, you know, Melo's going to be the complimentary piece for these guys, you know, especially until he get himself acclimated, you know. You know, he hasn't had a full practice yet, like I said, you know, so it's kind of crazy, but bottom line is Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Famer, man. He's one of the best basketball players to ever touch the basketball. You know, people got to pay homage. You know, a lot of people might be young and dumb, but they really need to do their homework on Carmelo Anthony, man. You know, he's one of the best scorers we ever seen. Before Kevin Durant, the best scorer was definitely Carmelo Anthony. The best scorer in the league before James Harden went off and all that. Carmelo was that dude filling up the points, you know, at a quick rate, you know. Just, you know, remember Kobe Bryant said the hardest player for him was Carmelo Anthony. Kobe said the hardest player for him to guard is Carmelo Anthony. He told him that he just could not deal with Carmelo Anthony. So people really need to pay homage, you know, and do their homework, like I said, you know. A lot of people, you know, they just misspeaking, you know, and a lot of people not really watching basketball. People just watching the highlights on SportsCenter and then try to come up in here like they know basketball, you feel me? You know, you gotta really actually watch the game. You know, you can't, you know, when you just looking at some highlights on YouTube, you miss very serious details. You hear me? You miss very serious details, you know, that you can't see on a stat sheet, you know, you can't see on a highlight reel. But that's what I wanted to get into, man, with Melo, man. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, donate to this channel, man. All donations are definitely appreciated. Check out the merchandise store, pexoticshop.com. All that'll be in the description box. Y'all get up with me. We got some content coming through.